welcome back to today's second live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you had an awesome week and I hope you're looking forward to an amazing weekend. Students, we are looking at IELTS listening right now. This listening will cover part 1 and part 2 of the listening section. It will be about an application, a mother applying for nursery care for her child, and a university campus tour. Welcome, Iba, Fatime, Elizabeth. Nice to see so many of you in the class. Juan Pablo, our newest member, Abraham. Great to see you all. Everybody, this material, this lesson is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. The listening material for today's class is found on these websites. We are using these. If you don't have access, no worries. I will provide all the material for you in this class that you need. Everybody, aehelp.com to sign up. Click the big red button that's above my head there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We're an IDP affiliate. We are a British Council partner and an IELTS test registration center. We help thousands of students succeed around the world regularly. Students, for the general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. Again, you can sign up by using the big red button. And again, we are official partners with the IELTS admins. We know what we're doing. We've been doing this for nearly 20 years, and we have helped thousands of students achieve their desired band scores, spend a little money to save a lot of time, and a lot of money not having to sit the IELTS exam a second and a third time. Welcome, Carolina, our chat moderator. It's great to have you here. We'll come back to the website in just a moment. I will be sending Zoom links to our premium website users for your premium Zoom sessions for this week, everybody. If you want to check out some of those premium Zoom classes, take a look at this link right here that I just put into the YouTube chat. On the websites, again, you can use that code VISTA10 for an extra 10% discount. That's coming from our most recent speaking video release on YouTube by Elif, a wonderful candidate from Turkey. And the apps that link to the websites are Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. The websites will also have most of the materials from the website, and you only need to pay on one place, and you can get both. Okay. The email, if you have questions, is adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. I am happy to help answer your questions. And tomorrow we will have speaking part 2 practice for subscribers and speaking part 3 for everybody here on YouTube, and then the premium speaking class on Sunday. Students, this is a recent release. Check it out. It's on YouTube. It's a great video. It helps you learn speaking. It gives you some good tips on what to do. All right. Elizabeth says, my phone got some hearts and I can't delete them. Well, at least they're hearts, Elizabeth. Right? All right. Okay. Students, IELTS listening tips. First of all, visualize. So as I said, today we're listening to a section on application for nursery school. Okay, this is test 2 after test 1 and the review test. So it's actually the third test in the exam book. Okay, on our website. And you want to visualize. So when you hear the instructions, you want to check the topics of each of the parts and you want to see them in your head. So imagine that you have kids, or if you have kids, even better, it's easier to visualize. You are registering them for school. Obviously, you're going to give your name, your phone number, some information. You will have some questions. It's your child, right? So It's Nat. As long as you're a premium student, you get an email sent to you. You get on a special email list and you get an email automatically sent to you. If you don't see that email, then you have to contact me. Okay, and then I can check your registration status and send it to you manually. All right, Nat? Okay, everybody. So let's just listen. We're going to listen, answer the questions, and I will talk more strategy for you after we do the listening section. So if you have a headset, use it. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can maximize your screen real estate so you can see it as best as possible. All right. Let's do this. So we're going to hop back to the website here, and on the website, again, once you join the premium package, you also get 6 full practice exams and over 120 videos. It is a one-time payment, by the way, for lifetime access, and you enter that code VISTA 10 at the top there, and then it'll give you an extra 10% off. Okay, anyway, let's do this. So into my student account I go, past the computer-based practice exams, past the interactive course, all the way to the 5th tab, which is audio CDs. This is the 3rd exam, so it's CD 3 and track number 1. Everybody listen and answer the questions while we listen. Don't put the answers in the chat. That will get really confusing for your peers. Just put it on a separate piece of paper. Here we go.
This recording is copyrighted by 2 Think One Solutions Inc. and World ESL Tutors. You will hear several different recordings and you will answer questions on what you hear. There will be time given to read the instructions and questions, and you will be given a chance to check your work. The recordings will be played only once. The test is made up of 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Listening section 1. You will hear a conversation between 2 women as one of the women registers her daughter for nursery school. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example. This time only, the conversation relating to this question will be played.
How's a child's personal education normally received?
Good afternoon, Monterey Primary, Jane speaking.
Why is the husband
Hello, my name is Diane Johnson. I was hoping to register my daughter for nursery school at Monterey Primary.
Of course, Miss Johnson. Would you like to register your daughter for full-day nursery school, or half-day, or full-day plus after-school care?
Oh, just the half-day. I don't think Matilda could handle a full day away from home just yet.
The woman says she would like to register her daughter for half-day nursery school, so A has been indicated for you. Now we begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Again, students, put the answers not in the chat. Not in the chat.
Good afternoon, Monterey Primary, Jane speaking.
Hello, my name is Diane Johnson. I was hoping to register my daughter for nursery school at Monterey Primary.
Of course, Miss Johnson. Would you like to register your daughter for full-day nursery school, or half-day, or full-day plus after-school care?
Oh, just the half-day. I don't think Matilda could handle a full day away from home just yet.
So your daughter's name is Matilda Johnson?
Yes, let me spell it for you. The first name is Matilda, Matilda, and the last name is Johnson, but it's not the common spelling. It's spelt Jonson. My husband is Swedish, which explains the different spelling.
Right. And what is Matilda's date of birth?
She was born December 25th, 2006.
So she was born at Christmas. That is incredible.
Yes, she was an incredible present to get for Christmas. It certainly was the most memorable Christmas I've had.
Yes, I would imagine. Okay, so now I need Matilda's personal education number, which she should have received in the post recently.
I don't remember receiving such a letter in the post.
It would have come from the Department of Education, and they always post things in yellow envelopes. You don't remember seeing a yellow envelope in the post?
In fact, I do, but I didn't open it. My husband did. He didn't mention anything about a personal education number. Now he's away with work and I won't be able to reach him.
Well, we can retrieve the number. I'm going to need your national insurance number as well as your husband's. I'm going to need your husband's name as well.
My husband's name is Eric, with a K instead of a C on the end. His last name is Johnson, of course. His national insurance number is DF987745W, and mine is KL409115N.
You now have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 6 to 10.
Right, okay, let me see here. Alright, here is a personal education number. I will give it to you now so that you can write it down for future reference. It is T56340192.
Just to make sure, the first character is T as in Thomas.
Yes, and this letter in front of the number shows what region the child is originally from. The T in this case refers to Tyne and Wear.
That would be correct, I'd imagine. Matilda was born in Newcastle, which of course is in Tyne and Wear.
Okay, so we have all the information about Matilda that we need. She is now registered for half-day nursery school in September. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I do. I was wondering what sort of training your nursery school teachers have.
That is a very good question. Each of our teachers has, at a minimum, a 2-year diploma in early childhood education. Many of our senior staff have bachelor's degrees in education in addition to the 2-year diploma. And our departmental head, Miss Janet Roth, has a postgraduate certificate, bachelor's degree and diploma. Do not worry, Miss Johnson, your daughter Matilda is in very good hands.
That makes me feel a lot better. Can you tell me when the first day of school is? And also, will there be an orientation day for new students and parents?
The first day of class is the 5th of September, and yes, we do have an orientation day. It takes place on the 3rd of September from 9 to midday. Parents and children are strongly encouraged to attend.
That is the end of section 1. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, check those answers, students. I'm just going to stop the audio on the website here before we get to the second part. Again, if some of you are like, wow, cool, where was that IELTS exam from? That's from our website here at aehelp.com. And it is exactly like your official IELTS exam. There's 6 of those practice tests for you included with your premium package. So definitely click that big red button, and I'll put the URL into the chat again for those of you that are like, great. aehelp.com/course. For general IELTS students, it's gltshelp.com. It's a little bit different for the reading and the writing sections. So check those out when you have a minute. All right, we'll come back and do the next part in just a moment. We'll go through the answers here first and talk a little bit of strategy and what to do. So students, just a quick FYI for your information. When you heard the start of this listening, you heard an example. There's no example now since 2020. They took out the examples. So if you're hearing examples, it means that the practice exam is from before 2020, which is totally okay. Even exams from like 2012 are still the same as the exams right now, just with no example for the listening. The other slight difference is they call it part 1 instead of section 1, but not a big deal. It's just to make it a little bit less confusing, so you don't think about, listening section, reading section, writing section. Okay, so Number 1, what is the woman's husband's nationality? The woman tells this when she's spelling her husband or her child's name. Sorry, she says her child is Matilda Johnson, and she's spelling the name, and she says Johnson is spelled a little bit differently because our background is, and then Anna says the answer is Swedish. Yeah, and it's really this dish that you're listening for. She's Swedish. She's not Swiss. That's a different country. That's from Switzerland. Swedish is from Sweden, and Swazi is completely different again. So these are different nationalities. So you have to get this correct. Swedish, B. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a question number 1 there. Okay, so listen carefully, visualize. Imagine you're the one registering here. You're this woman. How is a child's personal education number received? Now, when you're doing the listening, there are certain key words that you can understand. And here it's this personal education number. In the real test, students don't underline or circle words. Okay, why do I say that? Okay, now this is A, so a lot of you got that. This one was B, so in your answer sheet you put B. Here you put A. Don't circle or underline words. Okay, why do I say that, students? So why would I recommend you not to do that? So do not underline and circle keywords. Takes time and it is distracting. From the audio. Remember, you have to answer while you listen. If I had a penny for all the students who told me I was circling words and I missed the answer, I'd probably have a car. Okay. So you have to answer while you listen. If you're circling words, you can miss the answer. Okay. Yikes, that's terrible. Like, and a circle. What was that? Just the answer right there? And a circle. What was that? Just the answer right there? Right? Yikes. You don't want to be in that situation, everybody. Okay. So, no circling words. All right? Okay. Let's keep going. Number 3. Why is the husband out of town? Vacation, family reasons, work. Logically, right? Vacationing without the mom and the child, that's kind of strange. Family reasons is possible, but you would clearly hear that. So the correct answer here was B, work. Okay. Hopefully everybody's got perfect marks so far. The start of the IELTS, the first few questions are meant to be easy. All right, now here, which 3 pieces of information are required to retrieve the child's personal education number? The best advice I can give you with this type of question is take notes. Okay, it's too fast to read all the options. So catch the answer or the answers and take notes, like I did. Okay, so I wrote down national insurance number and name of husband. Right? So personal insurance number, no. Husband's, no. National insurance number, yes. Husband's national insurance number, yes. The woman's name, no. The husband's name, yes. You have to get all 3 to get the mark correct for number 4. It's just 1 mark. You need to catch all 3. So it's C, D, and F. So villain, Faribors, Elizabeth got that. Okay. Al-Noor, I hope you're doing great in Sudan. All right, so those were the correct answers. Also, students, remember logic, right? Personal insurance number. Your personal insurance is like your health insurance or your life insurance. They wouldn't ask you for that. Okay. It's not. Remember to make sure that you're not getting emails into your spam or trash. Nat, send me an email so we can find out what's happening if you're not getting emails, why that is. Your filters are probably not set up correctly. Okay. All right. Students. Number 5. How is the husband's name spelled? It was very clear. The woman emphasized it. Is it A, Eric, E-R-I-C-K, B, Eric, E-R-I-C, or C, Eric, E-R-I-K? Very good, Annette. Very good, Elizabeth. Very good, Anna. Villain or violin? Yeah, see, it's Eric with a K. She says very clearly, so she says... he is Swedish, so it is a K instead of a C, is what she said. Okay, so you had to catch this important word, instead. Make sure you pay attention to that kind of language in the listening. Okay. Now again, for those of you using the premium package at ahelp.com, in your My Student account, in those audio CDs, you do have these bonus sections where you get to listen to the alphabet, currency, numbers. So make sure you listen to all of those, like days of the week.
Days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Listen to the British accent. Learn the British accent. She's clearly British. She's a Londoner. And that's how she pronounces those days of the week. I speak Canadian English. Be familiar with a few different accents. Definitely be familiar with the British accent for the listening section. Okay. All right. What is Matilda's personal education number? Sometimes you have these questions where they dictate these numbers and letters. That's also found in your premium package. Okay. And you notice the difference? It's TPT. So obviously this P is an outlier. Okay. The other one, see 56340192, it's all the same. The other one that makes a difference is this P in the middle here. The correct answer here was A. And the woman double checks, and in part 1 you have this benefit of this double checking. The woman says, is it T like in Thomas? Yes, it is. Okay. Where was the child born? A, Newcastle, B, London, C, Monterey. Again, they have a little chat about this. The T refers to Tyne and Weir, which makes sense because she was born in Newcastle. Exactly. So, Tyne, Newcastle, A. Yeah. So, A and A. For those ones. Okay, now here again, it's just one question, question 8, and you had to get to same kind of concept. You see at least a couple of these in your IELTS listening. What 2 qualifications do many of the nursery school senior staff have? And she said, and I took some notes. Again, I wrote down many have, or everybody, actually everybody has a 2-year diploma. Many have bachelor degrees, and the department head has a graduate degree. So 1-year diploma, no. 2-year diploma, yes. 3-year diploma, no. Graduate degree, no, because it's only the department head, so it's E. So the correct answers were B and E. B, comma, E for question 8. It's Nat, Abdullah, Faribors, Iba. Nicely done. Those are the answers. Violin, you're ahead of us. We don't know what's going on there yet. And I don't know if it's correct. Okay. All right. Let's check. So 9 and 10, last two questions, a little fill in the blanks. Okay. Complete the notes below. Write no more than 2 words and or number for each. First day of class. When is it? Orientation day is 3rd of September. That was given. Listen for those markers. The orientation hours are 9 a.m. to midday. Okay. And number 10, something and children should attend orientation. You can probably guess that one. Yeah, it's September 5th, 5th of September. Just very easily. Sep 5 is okay, or Sept 5 is okay. The word September is right there, so you can use information that you see, right? So if somebody like, how should I write that? Well, if you're confused, if you're not sure, one sure way to write it is exactly the same as this. Just change this to a 5. So 5 September. If they consider that correct in the next answer, then obviously that should be correct as well, right? So you don't need to get fancy. If you see it, use it. Yes? Everybody clear on that? So the information IELTS gives you is very useful. It gives you an idea of what you should do. Correct? Okay, so here the answer for the last one is parents. Parents is plural, children is plural. You need the S. So Annette, Boidi, if you wrote parent, it will be incorrect. Parent and children is not correct English. It has to be parents and children. And to be super correct, you have to write it like Elizabeth, capital P, because it is technically the first word in this sentence. So it should be capital, right? Parents. Okay. All right, students, how did you do? What did you get from 10? Now, ideally, in a perfect world, you're getting 9 or 10. Okay. This is part 1. It's the easiest part. You don't want to lose marks in part 1 because part 2, 3, and 4 get considerably more challenging, as you will soon find out. And so it's much more likely that you're losing marks there. In a perfect situation, you're getting a perfect score for this. So 9 out of 10, Elizabeth, is pretty good. Annette, 9 is good. Miriam, 10 out of 9 is impossible, but yes, 9 out of 10 is good. Arcade Realm, 10 out of 10 is great. Dürbeck, 10 out of 10. Nice. Okay, let's hop into part 2. So part 2, university campus tour. Imagine you are a student going to university. You're going to take a tour. Now you notice that I looked at the topics while the instructions were going on. That is absolutely okay, and it's a good idea to do that. Again, there was a lot of confusion in this in the past with IELTS of are you allowed, are you not allowed? Finally, people realized you're allowed. Even some proctors didn't understand what the candidates are allowed to do, and they interrupted students for checking the topics. Now they don't. Now they realize like, oh yeah, you're allowed to. Okay. All right. So you can. So you can look at the topics. All right. So complete the table below. Let's listen and answer here. So again, we're going to jump back to our academic IELTS website. For those of you who are like, yeah, I need this material. I think this will help me save a couple $100 so I don't have to sit the IELTS a second time, and it will save me a lot of valuable time. Again, just sign up for it using the big red button right there. Bong! And you're good. Okay, let's do this. So let's listen to part 2. I'm going to use my headset. Again, in the exam centers, you should be using a headset.
Now turn to section 2. Take some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Listening Section 2. You will hear a recording of a university campus tour. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully to the interview and answer questions 11 to 16.
Good afternoon, everyone. If you are here for the university campus tour, you are in the correct place. There are two purposes for this tour. For prospective students, you get to see the campus where you may be studying in a few months, and you get to learn some interesting information which may convince you to look favourably on our university. For parents, you get to learn what life is like at this university, so you know where you are sending your kids off to this autumn. Before we start the tour, I'd like to give you some background information. This university was originally opened in 1686, although from 1745 to 1805 it was shut down due to a lack of funding. The university is composed of 23 buildings which were built in one of three periods. There were 4 original buildings in 1686, a dozen more buildings were constructed in the period from 1805 to 1815, and the final 7 buildings have been added in the past 10 years. So there is a fascinating mix of 17th century, 19th century and quite modern architecture. The first building we are going to look at is called the Prescott Building, named after the university's first Chancellor, William Chester Prescott. As you can probably tell, this is one of the university's original buildings completed in 1686. The building is actually quite unique in shape. It is approximately 40 metres long while only 8 metres wide. It also has these interesting circular areas attached to each corner, 4 of them in all. These 4 circular areas each house a large bell. None of the bells work today, however. As we walk in the door, I'd like to point out all of the beautiful Persian carpets on the floor. These carpets were donated to the university by a former student almost 150 years ago. It is very common for former students who have done well in life to give back to the university. Some give money, some give land, some give gifts such as Persian carpets. One former student even gave the university his pub after he died. By the way, that pub, which is located at the intersection of 3rd Street and Pine Avenue, gives students of the university a 30% discount. Now, if that's not a selling point for this university, I don't know what is. On a serious note, it is our outstanding education which makes our university a top competitor on the global front.
You now have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 17 to 20.
Before we go any further, are there any questions? No? Right then. Next we are going to visit the university library. As you see in front of the library, there is a beautiful fountain which shoots water high up in the air. Once again, the funding for the fountain came from a former student, in this case a well-known artist. It was constructed just 15 years ago at the cost of £50,000. As we step into the library, I think what you'll notice at first is the fact there are no books. Indeed, there are no books at all on the entire ground floor. On the 5 upper floors, however, there are over 3 million books. The library's collection has been built over time through private donations, gifts from former students, as well as university purchases. There is also a special collections area where there are original works dating back to the year 1588. Next on our itinerary is a visit to the sporting facilities. Here at the university we have over a dozen different facilities for almost any sport you can imagine, ranging from football and rugby to tennis and squash to archery and cricket. Our rugby team has won the national championship 3 out of the last 5 years. As you'll see on your left is a famous wall where we put pictures of.
That is the end of section 2. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
All right, everybody, and check those answers. In the meantime, I am noticing, Lihal King Gamer, that you got an overall band 8 as your final result. That's awesome. Good for you. Share a testimonial with us. Congrats. All right, everybody. So back on the website here, we've stopped the audio. Again, computer-based practice exams, full interactive course, lesson videos, over 120 speaking interview examples. Some of the most famous ones in the world are all in here, and all for a one-time minimal cost or payment here on the homepage. So definitely check that out. Let's go through these questions, everybody. Here we go. Okay, see Tommy just purchased the course 2 minutes ago. Good for you, Tommy. You are going to benefit, absolutely. Okay, let's go through the answers and the questions here. So university campus tour, number 11, they mentioned this answer twice. So sometimes when you miss the question the first time, don't panic, don't freak out, okay? They often, especially in part 1 and 2, will say it a second or a third time. So just be patient and pay attention. Okay. When was it? So when did the university open, everybody? It was in the 1600s. Now, keep in mind, in English, they often read the dates as 2 digits and 2 digits. So 1745, 1805. 1815, right? Violin, it can't be 1969 because look at all these other dates. It was Fatime, 1686. Very good. Nilufar, very good. It was 1686. Again, in the course, there's a section dedicated to just numbers. Okay? So 1686 is the correct answer. All right. It was shut down due to lack of funding between 1745 and 1805. And 1805 to 1815, how many buildings were constructed? So there's 23 buildings altogether. I remember the person said originally there were 4 buildings that were added in this period. And then how many were added in 1805 to 1815? The correct answer here, everybody, was 12. The speaker says a dozen. A dozen buildings were added between 1805 and 1815. Yes, Ganesh, very good. Ganesh got it. Ganesh says it was a dozen. You could write dozen, or you could just write 12. Dozen equals 12. Okay. And then in the past, so 12, and then you do the math, right? It was 12 plus 7 plus 4, 23. Okay. In the past, how many years? 7 buildings. So 12 plus 7 plus the original 4, right? You could do the math too with the 23 total. So here, yeah, 13. Very good. Past 10 years. Very clear. Okay, now here for number 14, the Prescott building, which was the original building, which was William Chester Prescott, after William Chester Prescott. Which building was it? A, B, or C? Very good, Mariam. Very good, Diorbag. Good job, Fatima and Kruti. Yeah, it was B. Why do we know that? Because they say it was 40 meters by just 8 meters. So it's this long, skinny building, and it had these bell towers in the corners, right? Of course, to get the students to come to the building. Dong 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 dong. Time to learn, time to study, right? Arcade realm, not 4D meters, just 4 meters. 4 meters by 80. 4D meters by 8 meters. So it was 40 by 8, not 80. 8. Okay? So B is the correct answer. Definitely practice these shapes and forms and directions because you have these kinds of questions in the listening. Okay? All right, number 15. How many years ago were the Persian carpets donated? Just one number. We have the measurement years ago, so you don't need to write years, even though it says 2 words. If you write years, it's okay, but you don't need it. So Nilufar, 150 years is correct, but just 150 is correct as well. Okay, so 150 or 150 years, both are correct. Be careful. If it says how long ago were the Persian carpets donated, then you have to write years. So the only reason we don't need it here is because it says it in the question. Okay, be very careful about that, everybody. Did everybody catch that? Can I get a thumbs up? So if the question includes the measurement, you don't need the measure again. But if there's no measurement, then you need the measurement. Thumbs up, everybody. Yes, Iba? Yes, Kruti? Okay, it's a very important tip. It's an easy way to save yourself a mark or 2 on the exam. All right, number 16. What discount do students receive at the local pub? 30%, 40%, 3%. 3% seems a bit silly. That would be a bit of a joke. So it's going to be either 40 or 30. And the correct answer is 30. Yeah. A, 30%. Very good. Okay, students, and then we had this summary completion type question, okay? It says, write no more than 2 words and or a number for each answer. In front of the library, there is a beautiful something. What is it? Right? It's a fountain, Violin. That's right, Arcade. It's a fountain. A fountain. A fountain, everybody, is that feature that shoots water. Okay, maybe throw some money in there for good luck. So that's a fountain. Okay, inside the library. So again, visualize, right? You're going from the outside inside the library. Always visualize in the listening, as I said at the start of this class. Inside the library, the ground floor has how many books? Now, he emphasizes this. That's why I put the exclamation mark there, because he's like, indeed, there are no books. Yes, Violin. Very good, all capitals, right? Because your little he's like, no books. He almost shouts it. Watch that intonation. When you hear the speaker's voice double and go up like that, it's usually an answer. When he's like, there's no books. There's no books on the ground floor. Right? Probably to save them from water damage. Many libraries these days will do that. They'll keep their books higher up. The upper floors, however, house over 3 million books. Orientate yourself with numbers like 3 million. The collection was built by donations, gifts, and university purchases. Additionally, this was a tough question, number 19. I'm in Canada trading. Which one was this one? Yes, Kruti, almost. Nilufar, very nice. It's a special collections. You need the plural. You need all of these letters, including the S at the end. Special collections area. Okay. With works dating back to 1588. There are many sporting facilities, including the rugby field, which is home to the rugby team, which has won 3 of the past 5, and it was very clear this was a little bit trickier. Again, students, like I said, the further you are in the listening, the more and more difficult in the past 5, so this which is home to the rugby team which has won 3 of the past 5, not years. Nope. You can't, that doesn't mean anything. If you think about it, if you say which is home to the rugby team which has won 3 of the past 5 years of what? That doesn't make sense. Nat Furry Board is very good. It's national championship. National championships, plural, right? 3 of the past 5 national championships. S. You need the S, Nat. Furry Boards, you need the S. It's 3. 3 of the past 5 national championships. Watch those S's, they'll get you. Watch those plurals. 3 of the past 5. It's plural. Okay, Arcade Realm is like, oh, okay. All right, students, count up your marks. What did you get from 20? Now, in a perfect world, everybody, you're looking at 16 or more. If you want to get a high band score, like 7.5 or more, you need to get 16 or more in part 1 and 2. Okay, so Faribor's 18 is okay. Nilufar, 17 is good. Yeah, 17 is nice, Violin. 14 out of 20 Arcade Realm is going to get you closer to a band 6 or a 6.5. Elizabeth, 16 is still on track. Dear Beck, 19 is fantastic. Keep in mind, everybody, that when you do these listening exercises on the website, at the very bottom, we have the score calculator on the website. The score calculator, I'll put the URL in there. Once you do the full test, you can actually calculate your score. So you can put like, okay, I got 35, you got a band 8. Okay, I got 13, I got a 4.5. So that's in your courseware also, so you can calculate your reading and your writing scores. Again, for all of you watching, join the premium version, click that big red button, get all of the practice exams, get all of the videos, all of the tips, all of our strategies, save yourself time, save yourself money so you don't have to sit the IELTS exam a second time. Our course is way cheaper than the IELTS test. And then you'll be happy, like a lot of students that study with us. Students, I will do part 3 and part 4 next Friday. Okay, so come back next Friday for part 3, part 4. Then you'll get the full listening exam experience. If you can't wait until then, sign up for the premium course. You can do the full test right now. You can finish the rest of it through the website. That was the 3rd exam from your exam books. Remember, the password for your exam PDF is your email address that you use to register. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating the chat. Thank you, students, for watching. Again, aehelp.com, glshelp.com. I can't recommend it enough. It's where you can go to succeed and speak better English, hear better English, read better English, write better English. I'm back tomorrow with speaking. Premium students, I'm sending you your Zoom links for your premium student Zoom classes. So check those out as well. If you don't see them within the next 24 hours, send me an email so I can hook you up. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Have an awesome rest of your Friday, everybody. You're all beautiful people. Much love to everyone, wherever you are in the world today. Bye for now.